When you were younger, making friends was simple. You sat next to someone in class, you saw them every day, and without even trying, you became friends. No effort, no planning, it just happened. But somewhere between then and now, something changed. And now making friends feels like trying to learn a skill you used to have but somehow forgot. You meet people, you exchange numbers, you say you should hang out sometime, and then somehow you never do. If you've been wondering why friendship feels so much harder as an adult, you're not alone. And you're not doing it wrong. The conditions changed. Here are 6 reasons why making friends as an adult is so hard, and what you can actually do about it. Reason 1. The structure of daily life removed the conditions for friendship. Think about how childhood friendships formed. You didn't have to try. You went to the same place every day, you saw the same people, you spent hours together without planning it. School gave you proximity, repetition, low-pressure time. As an adult, that structure disappears. You go to work, you come home, you handle responsibilities. The places you go are transactional. The grocery store, the gym, your commute. You're not spending unstructured time around the same people repeatedly. And that's how friendships form, through repeated low-stakes interactions over time. Without that structure, friendship doesn't happen by accident anymore. What you can do, find environments that recreate those conditions. A weekly class, a recurring meetup, a sport or hobby with the same group. Not networking events, not one-time hangouts. Something that puts you in the same space with the same people regularly, without pressure, without agenda, just proximity and time. Reason 2, everyone's on a different timeline. When you were younger, everyone was on the same path. Same school, same schedule, same life stage. It was easy to relate because you were all going through the same things at the same time. As an adult, that synchronization disappears. Some people are single, some are married, some have kids, some are focused on their career, some are traveling, some are staying close to home. And it's not that you can't be friends with people in different life stages, but the practical reality is harder. Your schedules don't align, your priorities don't match, your energy goes to different things. The person who's raising toddlers doesn't have the same availability as the person who's still going out on weekends. And neither is wrong. They're just living different lives. What you can do, stop waiting for perfect alignment. Friendship doesn't require identical life circumstances. It requires willingness. Reach out to the people you actually want to stay connected to, even if your lives look different. A 10-minute call, a text that says you're thinking of them, showing up when it matters. Friendship doesn't need hours of free time. It needs intention. Reason 3, socializing costs energy you don't have. As a kid, you had energy to spare. After school, you'd hang out, play, talk for hours. Socializing wasn't draining, it was what you did for fun. As an adult, your energy is already allocated. Work takes it, responsibilities take it, managing your own life takes it. By the time you have free time, you're too tired to be social. And if you're introverted, it's even harder. Socializing requires energy you have to recover from. And when you're already running on empty, the idea of making plans feels like adding another task to your list. What you can do, stop forcing yourself to socialize the way you think you're supposed to. Not every friendship needs dinner parties and group outings. Some friendships work better as walks, or sitting in silence while you both do something else. Some friendships thrive over voice notes instead of phone calls. Find the kind of connection that doesn't drain you, and give yourself permission to say no when you don't have the energy. Real friends understand. You're comparing yourself to a version of friendship that no longer exists. You see people on social media with their friend groups, laughing, traveling, celebrating together, and you wonder why your friendships don't look like that anymore. But here's what you don't see. How often those groups actually get together. How many people in those photos aren't that close anymore? How much effort it took to coordinate that one moment. The version of friendship you're comparing yourself to isn't real. Or at least, it's not sustainable. Adult friendships don't look like they did when you were 20. They're quieter, more spread out, more intentional, and that's okay. What you can do, stop measuring your friendships against an impossible standard. Friendship doesn't have to be constant, or loud, or documented. It can be the person you text once a month who always replies. The friend you see twice a year but pick up right where you left off. The person who shows up when it matters, even if they're not there every day. That's still friendship, and it's enough. Reason 5, technology replaced proximity. You used to make plans by showing up, knocking on a door, stopping by, seeing who was around. Now you text, you schedule, you wait for the right time. And somehow, that right time never comes. Technology made connection easier in some ways, but it also made friendship more transactional. Every interaction requires a decision, a message, a plan. Nothing happens by accident anymore. And the longer you go without seeing someone, the harder it becomes to reach out. Because now it feels like it needs to be significant. A whole thing. Not just saying hi. What you can do? Lower the stakes. Send the message without overthinking it. You don't need a reason. You don't need a plan. Just, hey, been thinking about you. How are you? Most people want to hear from you. They're just waiting for someone else to make the first move. And if you can, choose in-person over digital whenever possible. Even 15 minutes grabbing coffee beats 3 weeks of trying to find the perfect time to catch up. Reason 6. You're afraid of being vulnerable again. Maybe you've been hurt before. A friend who disappeared. Someone who betrayed your trust. A friendship that ended badly. And now part of you is protecting itself. Because making new friends means opening up again. Being seen. Being honest. Risking rejection. And when you've been hurt, that feels dangerous. So you keep things surface level. You don't let people in too far. And the friendships stay shallow because you're afraid to go deeper. What you can do, recognize that not every new friend will hurt you the way the last one did, but also recognize that some level of risk is required. Friendship without vulnerability isn't really friendship. It's just pleasant company. You don't have to overshare, but you do have to let people see you. The real version, the messy version, the version that's not performing. Start small. Share something true. See how they respond. And if they meet you there, keep going. The quiet truth. Making friends as an adult is hard. Not because you're bad at it, but because the conditions that used to make it easy don't exist anymore. The structure changed, the time disappeared, the energy shifted, and you're trying to build something that used to happen automatically. But here's what's also true. Friendship is still possible. It just looks different now. Quieter, more intentional, more deliberate. You don't need a huge friend group. You don't need constant connection. You just need a few people who see you, who show up, who care. And if you're willing to reach out, to be vulnerable, to make the effort even when it's hard, you'll find them. Not all at once. Not the way it used to be. But in the way that works now, and that's enough.